Hello, Michaela. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm happy to have you here to chat a little bit about your experience in the 7-day generational healing certification training. So, share with everybody, share with us a little bit about what drew you to want to do this training. What drew you to want to heal your family lineage?
Okay, well, I did receive many generational healings from yourself, and they just were extremely transformational in my life and bringing me to a place where I felt like I could be my true self. And through doing a lot of that deep personal healing and from my family lineage, I felt the call to really step into becoming a generational healer and being able to offer um, generational healing to other women and men that were in my community. So yeah, I just really felt aligned with where I needed to put my um, put my heart in to work for. So yeah, I felt like where I needed to be.
Okay, wonderful. And the 7-day training is a 7-day immersive experience. And before you enter the training, you have gone through the 13 mystical wisdom teachings, which is the 13-week apprenticeship training that supports you in awakening your spiritual gifts. So, do you want to share a little bit about that experience going through the 13 mystical wisdom teachings before the training and how it prepared you?
Yeah, definitely. The 13 mystical wisdom teachings, they were again just like transformational for me in my life. It helped me to be stronger in my own person, my physical body. I was able to feel safer, more calm, and just like overall supported in everyday life. I was also pregnant with my first baby during that 13 mystical wisdom teachings. And through that vulnerable stage of pregnancy, I felt like I just had, yeah, like a safety netting around me in that vulnerable state. I was able to speak from my heart and not be so swayed by other people's opinions and decisions. It really allowed me to feel grounded in my pregnancy journey, and throughout practicing the teachings weekly, I just felt an incredibly deep connection with my baby in my womb. She would do lots of kicking and fluttering throughout those the teachings when I was doing them myself, and that was just so special to feel. And I truly feel um like she and myself were guided to this work to really heal ourselves and to heal our family lineage as well. So it was just the most beautifully supportive thing I could have done for myself, and I'm forever grateful for that.
That's so wonderful. And I remember all of that. And it was so, so great to see you go through that and have that support during that time.
Hmm.
Yes. And so share a little bit now about the 7-day certification training, right? Because that was one of your first times away from your daughter for the first time
Yeah.
too, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah. I remember having a little bit of like fear and anxiety being away from her, but with my previous 13 mystical wisdom teaching training, I was able to use many of those teachings just to like again feel safe and secure in the spot that I was going. And being immersed in that 7-day in-person training was one of the best things I could have done for myself as a new mother and for my daughter. It strengthened our connection immensely. I felt I felt more confident in myself as a mother, and more confident in my partner as well. Um, and just being in that environment for 7 days with so many supportive women and just that complete um, container with the ancestors. It felt so safe and supportive and exactly where I was supposed to be.
Hmm,
Mhm.
amazing. And what did you discover about yourself and your family lineage in those 7 days? What changed?
A lot changed. There was a huge dynamic that I had put over myself since being young, but also really I noticed it when I became a mother of having to be perfect or feeling like I really need to do it all. Um, and those 7 days really taught me that I can take a step back and I can take care of myself. And doing so is actually taking care of those other close people in my life. Um, there was many different previous scenarios that I experienced through early motherhood that I was really able to reflect on that I didn't give myself space to reflect on or come to terms with. So I feel like it was a really big healing um, environment for myself, but also for my entire family during those 7 days.
Mm-hmm. And how did it feel to facilitate your first generational healing? Do you remember how it felt? What that was like?
Yeah, I remember I remember I was quite nervous during the beginning of it, but once I began facilitating and had the support of you yourself and Julie, it felt like something that I was meant to do. I felt the support, like I said, of yous, of the ancestors, and throughout that first healing, I could just feel my body become more calm and confident in what I was doing, and very proud as well.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Yes. And, since the first training, after you did the 7 day training, what was your experience and like what has been your experience like in working with clients and facilitating? What have you learned in that time?
I've definitely learned a lot about myself and I um, how I carry myself when I am with another person or when I am leading, per se. I've been able to, I guess, identify not the weaknesses, but just the parts where I really want to grow and become a stronger leader and facilitator in yeah, in that sense. I've also, every time I have facilitated, whenever the session is complete, I am always amazed with the feeling I have within my body after, within my home after, how my family life unfolds those next few days after. It's just a very beautiful energy that I'm encapsulated with, and it gives me energy, gives me life, lots of love and happiness.
That's so beautiful. And I can definitely relate to that because it all feels so wonderful to be in service to the ancestors.
Mhm.
And then tell me, so you just recently completed a second generational healing certification training as a refresher. And so what drew you to do that? And tell me how you experienced your second training and how it was different.
Yeah, my second training, both trainings were completely beautiful and, like I said, exactly what I needed. My second training, I am amazed with how much further I've been able to deepen and refine my skills and my connection to the ancestors. I feel much more confident in myself, boundaries that I have with other people and with clients. I I was very much so guided to that training to deepen my connection with the work and to uh, be in more service to the ancestors as well. I am expecting my second baby right now as well, and I feel like the my children very much so guide me towards this work, and they are wanting this healing just as much as I am. So it's just been such a beautiful experience to have that support whenever I need it from my teachers and from the ancestors as well. So, yeah, I think that kind of sums up that second training for me.
Beautiful, beautiful. And how do you feel now? Because I know at the beginning, I think this is what a lot of people experience, but the first time you go through the training, it's all brand new. And so
Mhm.
there's a lot that comes up. There's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of experiences, there's a lot of things you're just learning for the very first time. But the second time you go through the training, it's not so scary, right? And it's much more approachable, and you get to deepen your connection to the work. And so after this training, what has shifted? From what I noticed in you, I feel like there has been such a big shift in your confidence and in
Mhm.
your physicality of how you carry yourself. To me, those are really big standout points for you.
Yes, definitely. I would completely agree. I feel um, like I just am not so closed into a little shell. I feel like I've broken out of that and I'm more confident in how I'm feeling and what I need to receive as well. Um, as outside of facilitating too, I can feel that I feel much more approachable myself and how I can be a mother, how I can be a partner, and how I really share exactly how I'm feeling instead of just keeping it on the surface and kind of people pleasing in a way. I feel like I've really been able to step into myself and my heart and listen to my heart over my mind.
Hmm. Amazing. This is amazing to hear. I'm so, so proud of you, Michaela, for the journey that you've been on, because we've worked together for a long time in various capacities, but in this capacity, to see you grow as a generational healer is so beautiful, especially as a mom, to two young souls, and to see you step into this confidence of leadership and expression and really honoring your heart. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in regards to that second time of training, of going through the certification again, I was able to be a lot more present to the work of generational healing, much more open and available and ready to receive because I had experienced it before, kind of gone through some of those heavy things that were really present in that first training. And the second time I was, yeah, I would just say more open. My heart was very much so ready to receive more and be in service more too. I could feel it in my body and facilitating afterwards now. I still feel that it just feels right and it feels incredibly supportive and it's like what I needed to get me to this point.
Hmm. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yay.
Mhm.
And can you share a little bit about just, your own family and anything that maybe stands out for you of what you have been able to heal with your own family in at any
Mhm.
point? Because there's a lot of different ones, I'm sure, but
Yeah,
hmm.
yeah, definitely. There there is a large side on my maternal lineage where we're very women based. There's lots of women in my family. Um, and with that, I feel like a lot of the women have kind of lost, including myself, has lost that ability to really embrace the feminine side because there's just been we've taken on both roles and a lot of times that masculine side dominates and we're able to be less free, less embodying, and just overall less into our feminine selves. And through generational healing, and specifically this last training, I've really been able to feel that shift and that change, wanting to do more stuff for myself that actually make me feel good, not just doing stuff for others. I notice it in my sister and how she's just embodying herself and really doing things that make her happy, stepping into the field of beauty and wellness and just embracing that spark that's always been within her, but that's been a little bit dimmed perhaps by other ideations that she had for herself. So that was a big shift I've recently really been seeing. Um, mhm,
Beautiful. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that. And yes, there's so much healing that takes place, right? Especially with the maternal lineage and the women when we do this work, when we come into generational healing, because it is really for healing the women and healing the maternal lineage, because that is the root and the core of where everybody comes from. It's from,
mhm,
right? From a mom, from a mama. So
mhm,
thank you so, so much. Thank you for sharing your experience. I'm super looking forward to seeing you evolve and continue to support other women, other people. You are a certified generational healer. So if people want to find you, can you share a little bit about just where you are and how people
mhm.
can work with you?
Yeah, definitely. I'm based out of Hanover, Ontario, small little town about an hour north of Guelph.
In Canada.
And in Canada, yes, Ontario, Canada. And yeah, I have a little booking link, which I'll give to Vanessa that anyone can kind of click on and find my availability. And I'm always ready and I'm honored to facilitate a generational healing for anyone who feels called.
Mm, wonderful. Yay. Well, thank you so much, Michaela. And I will chat with you soon. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.